On June 23, 2007, local police in rural Haryana found two badly decomposed bodies in a village canal. But instead of preserving the evidence, they rushed to cremate them immediately, ensuring that any hope for DNA confirmation turned to ash before an investigation could even begin. This happened in Karora, a village where life is dictated by the rigid social codes of the Jat community. Central to these rules is the gotra system, a lineage-based structure that acts as the village's unshakable law. The victims were 23-year-old Manoj and 19-year-old Babli. Their crime was simple. They fell in love. Because they shared the same gotra, village tradition dictated they were essentially brother and sister, making their marriage an unforgivable sin. In this environment, the preservation of an ancient social order is placed above the lives of individuals. By choosing to stay together, Manoj and Babli walked directly into a trap set by their own community. Babli's family initially tried to stop them with a kidnapping charge, but the couple fought back in court. Babli gave a formal statement confirming her consent, and the judge granted them official police protection to ensure their safety. On June 15th, that protection failed. While traveling back to Chandigarh, the couple reached the Pipli bus stand, and that's where their police escort intentionally abandoned them, leaving them on their own in a public terminal. Manoj managed one final call to his mother, Chandrapati. He told her the police had left them and that men from the village were closing in. Before he could say more, the line went dead. The moment those officers walked away, the legal system effectively withdrew its presence. The murder that followed wasn't just a failure of safety, it was a coordinated opportunity created by the state. The execution was coordinated by the village Khap Panchayat, an unelected council of elders. The order came from the top, Ganga Raj, Babli's own grandfather and a powerful political leader in the Congress party. The local police remained complicit, ignoring eyewitness accounts of the couple being forced into a vehicle. One high-ranking officer even told the court that arresting Ganga Raj was out of the question because it would disrupt law and order. Manoj's mother, Chandrapati, became the only person willing to fight. She was immediately boycotted by the village, and the cop even threatened to fine anyone who spoke to her 25,000 rupees. She had to find a lawyer from another town just to get her case heard. Chandrapati found herself in a war against a shadow government that controlled both the community's loyalty and the local police force. To stop the case, the cops sent a hitman, a criminal out on parole, to assassinate Manoj's sister, Seema. She was training to be a police constable at the time, and luckily she survived the attack. The turning point came when investigators located a white Maruti 800 at a scrap shop. They seized the vehicle just before a mechanic could destroy it to hide its role in the kidnapping. Inside the car, forensics found a mountain of evidence: burnt photographs of Manoj and Babli, hairpins, and blood traces on the back seat that provided a DNA match to Babli's mother. In 2010, Judge Vani Gopal Sharma delivered a historic ruling. She sentenced 5 of Babli's relatives to death for the murders and gave Ganga Raj a life sentence for his role in the conspiracy. The cop immediately rallied, crowdfunding a massive appeal that reached the High Court. The result was a devastating reversal. The death sentences were reduced to life, and Ganga Raj was acquitted entirely because there was no DNA from the bodies, the same bodies the police had burned 3 years earlier. This case proved that even the most solid evidence can be defeated if the initial police investigation is built to fail. The Supreme Court eventually upheld those reduced sentences. For Chandrapati, it was a bitter victory. The killers were in prison, but the man who ordered her son's death walked free. However, her fight had already moved beyond the village. Activists took up her cause, turning a local tragedy into a national movement to end the practice of honor killings. This national pressure culminated in the 2018 Shakti Vahini ruling, a landmark decision handed down by a bench including Justice D.Y. Chandrachud. This ruling established a clear legal protocol. It stripped Khap Panchayats of all authority over adult marriages and made district magistrates personally and criminally liable for any honor killings that occur under their watch. Chandrapati lost her son to a system that chose tradition over justice, but by refusing to stay silent, she ensured that the law finally reached into the village shadows, offering a layer of protection for every couple that follows.